Hello and welcome to round 5 of my team career mode of the Rich Energy F1 team. We're here today at Monaco doing a 25% distance race, and yeah, it's going to be an amazing race because I will end up doing multiple flashbacks. But I'm excited.
Formula One returns to Monte Carlo once again today, home to the world-famous Monte Carlo Casino, first opened in 1863. And, of course, a certain road race, first held here in 1929. There's no greater an occasion, no more valuable a win than the Monaco Grand Prix. The astonishing Circuit de Monaco is, for all intents and purposes, virtually unchanged since its inaugural race back in 1929. The faster cars of today, though, ensure the 19 corners past the casino and along the seafront remain as thrilling as ever. A 2.1-mile lap here takes us around an entire country, yet never more than inches from the race-ending barriers. Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Lewis Hamilton lines up on pole position, and Max Verstappen lines up alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Bottas, Leclerc, Carlos Sainz, and Perez, Ricciardo, Lee, Fernando Alonso, and Esteban Ocon, Gasly, Tsunoda, Lance Stroll, and Norris, Vettel, Russell, Mick Schumacher, and Antonio Giovinazzi, Raikkonen, Mazepin, Alesi, and Nicholas Latifi. That's it then, it's time to go racing as we head to trackside for today's race.
After the points finish last race, let's aim to keep the momentum going.
Right, let's start the race. Looking forward to this.
Everything looks good on the power unit cycle, so let's concentrate on bringing tyres and brakes up to temperature.
As long as I can get points finishes in Monaco without having too much damage, I will be happy. But yeah, it's going to be an interesting race. I know that much. Oh, no you don't. I'm not being deducted to the grid with pole tyres. That was just ridiculous by Perez then to brake check at the wrong time, going slow into the hairpin. I'll tell you, it's ridiculous. So they're just so slow at the formation lap. I know they've got to keep the tyres, get the tyres into the temperature, but come on, you know what I mean? You've got to do a formation lap at a certain speed. It's just ridiculous how slow some of these are on the formation lap.
No rain expected. No rain expected for the time being.
Perfect. Well, cargo up. Formation lap done nearly. Everything's looking good with the green. So, all optimal. Actually, while I'm here, what does it do? Oh, it doesn't show me. Oh, okay. It doesn't show me the engine wears. Yes, wait for everybody else to form up on the grid now.
Keep an eye on the lights. The start sequence will begin as soon as the grid has formed. Be ready with the clutch.
My teammate's just there now, slowly getting up to the line. Right, we've got to get really good. I just want points finishes. Nothing too major though. Right, I've got a bit of wheel spin. Oh, we've got a lot of wheel spin now. But on the inside, that's okay. It's 3 wide just. It's turn 1. Right, I've now got the racing line.
The underbody's taken some damage. You may start to notice it.
Really, again, cars just want to hit into me. This is just ridiculous. Well, that's Alonso hopefully out the race. But this ain't going to hinder me too much anyway because it's Monaco and everything's just so slow. So just look how slow they are. It is ridiculous how slow some of these cars actually are. We've got 20 laps.
There's been an incident on track, but officials aren't looking to push for a safety car right now. Just be careful.
I'm looking at, hopefully, no penalties, no nothing, and just keep the car in a straight line. But with this underbody damage again, I think it's going to be like it was at Imola, where it's just going to be me going backwards down the grid, because I'm already falling away from the pack. This is the problem with realistic damage. It's good, but also bad because I can't just put the power down. The back end again wants to step out. But yeah, it's all good. As long as I keep this pace, I'm okay with it. I can't really do anything about pitting in for the damage because I can't do nothing for it. It's just going to get worse as the race goes on for another 18 laps. So yeah, damage limitation, I wanted points. Might not get points. So yeah.
The side pods have taken damage. Keep an eye on your engine temperature. Cooling may be adversely affected.
Yeah, and Jeff just said all about the side pods as well. So Alonso has basically screwed me out this race because he tried to go on the inside of me, even though I had, as you clearly saw, the racing line. This game, I don't know why they try and do a dive bomb on the first lap when someone has the racing line. The AI are so unpredictable, it is ridiculous. But here's overtake down here, that's all I can do. I ain't using overtake in the tunnel.
We're approaching the pit window. You'll be on the mediums.
What? Pit window already? Are you having a bubble? Oh my god, the tyre wear is absolutely terrible. I didn't expect the tyre wear to be as bad as this. Oh, I've just hit the front wing. That is terrible. That is ridiculous. But yeah. No, no, no. Back end again, stepped.
Are you all right?
This
Let
is
me know
the
you're all right.
issue. This is the issue with side pod damage and everything else. Just reluctantly, just puts me into the barrier. If I spun and hit the barrier properly, right, yeah, on my own doing, I wouldn't be so flashbacky all the while. But I ain't having it. I refuse to have just diabolical stuff. But yeah, needs must, I suppose. And now Gasly has just caught me. This is the problem. And I'm still in overtake. Maybe that's why I spun. Don't realise, but still.
You've taken damage to the side pods. Expect to feel a little drag.
I'm expecting it all, Jeff. I'm expecting it all. The drag and everything else. So yeah. somebody hit the wall behind us, maybe, just maybe, that might force a safety car into this play. I don't ever know when the pit window is because my tyres are not doing too bad, but 30% wear is quite high considering I'm only doing the 4th lap as I currently speak. But yeah, I've got a feeling that Gasly, Ocon and all them will overtake me. I'm 14 seconds behind. This is the problem, 14 seconds behind, and I wasn't doing too bad. Just gotta ease into the corners. But yeah, cannot rumble. This is just, I'm now just a train. I'll probably even get lapped at this rate. But no one can overtake me. It's
Box,
just
box.
impossible.
We're coming in this lap. We're
Right.
leading our teammate by 8.6 seconds.
Right, we're coming on the 5th lap. I wanted to try and come in on this 10th lap, but so I only had 10 laps on the medium. But yeah, everyone's trying to dive bomb me, and I don't know why. It's now 2x2, and yeah, I don't know if I should box this lap or not, because it's not gonna help me either way. I'm just so slow. If I had a safety car, then I would pit, because the safety car would benefit me.
The underbody's taken some damage. You may start to notice it.
But yeah, Jeff's telling me about all this damage, and I already know about the damage. I can feel it. It's hindering my race badly. And again, that's just a random AI just diving it in down the inside. This is what you get for simulation
Tyre
damage.
condition is still looking good.
See, even though Jeff said, I'm turning around and said tyre conditions are looking good. You know what, I'm going to risk it for another lap. I can't just box because it's just not feasible to box so early. Even
Gap to car in front is 21.5
Yeah.
seconds.
I even see Fernando Alonso catching the pack after his pit stop against me. This is doom and gloom at Monaco. I've just been hit again. Gasly's lost his front wing, I think. I think Gasly has lost his front wing on me. Right. This is the lap I think I will pit, because I'll have a little bit of leeway with the pit stop, and the back end wants to slide again. Just caught that
There's
luckily.
been an incident on track resulting in loose debris. Fortunately, the marshals have managed to clear it up in time, and there are no plans for a safety car right now.
What's that? Even though I ain't really sure because of the such. Right. This is giving me all I need for a pit stop, 5 seconds. So the cars ahead have now pitted. So so I am guaranteed to at least get probably 9th or 10th, and I've just hit the wall because of that ridiculous corner. Right. I ain't having that, because I hit that wall ridiculously. I wasn't paying attention, that was my own fault, because everyone else was pitting. But yeah, I know I said I would leave it, but I don't want a front wing damage, a front wing change, as I'm already doing this, because again, it's not feasible. It's not going to help me in the race. It's just, this is another suicidal race, because I'm going to score now points, and my ambition was to score points at every race, and I failed at
Complete,
Imola.
go now.
I failed at Imola, and I'm going to now fail at Monaco. But
That was our last stop. No more scheduled pit stops.
next season I might not have the Monaco Grand Prix at all. If I can put China in, I will have the Chinese Grand Prix instead of Monaco, because Monaco, it's just a waste of time. Let's get the words out. it is an uneventful race. Where you start is where you finish. Now, back in the 90s, refueling, pit strategies is what made Monaco superb. Stop the refueling, tyre wear only, and it's become a boring race. It's been predictable. You finish first, you start first, you finish first, basically. That's how the Monaco Grand Prix is. I know it's a video game and some people can do dive bombs into Rascas and everything else. But again, it's a video game. But in real life, the Monaco Grand Prix is just non-existent. Don't deserve to be on the calendar. Even though 90% of the drivers live at Monaco. If the cars were as narrow as it was in 99, 98, then yeah, I could say, with hindsight, the race would be amazing. But it's just one of them things. It's not just an enjoyable race anymore. But at the end of the day, that's my thoughts on it. Right, let's get out of let's get in front of these. Right, I'm in front of them. Right, there we go. This is a bit of overtake up the hill. Right, that just gave me a little bit more extra speed to catch up to my teammates. But yeah, it's just, I don't know, it's one of them things. I think this game sometimes just has to be altered slightly in certain ways. And everything else.
The gap behind us is 7.1 seconds.
But I am looking forward to the new cars, even though I don't like the concept of the new cars. Because I've seen pictures, like I say, I've seen a few people do a set of Corsa with the new cars, and I think they just look really atrocious. But in real life, seeing it on the TV might be slightly different, because they do say pictures paint 1,000 words. And when you see it in real life, your judgment of the car would be slightly different, I reckon, because it would be based on visuals, graphics. But I think the racing is going to be a little bit more boring, shall I say, because everyone's going to get a reset, as they say. But I can't see a great deal happening with the rules and regulations. They want to make Formula 1 cheaper. But what made Formula 1, like I say, what made Formula 1 special was the refueling. Because you don't know what cars were going to be under fuel to go faster, which cars were going heavier to go longer. The races was unpredictable, it was brilliant. And now it's just, you start first, you finish first. One stop strategy, two stop strategy, you know what I mean? At the moment, Max Verstappen is winning the championship. Which he deserves, because he's a great driver. He's more talented than his dad, Jos. I know Jos had a very dodgy career through the 90s, where he was test driver, but in and out of seats, up and down the grid, and that hindered his career. And I do, like I say, you know, some drivers are unlucky, but I think Jos was very unlucky. But it's just thing. But Max is a great driver, and I think he deserves to win the championship this year, to stop Hamilton having an 8th. But you know, some people like Hamilton, some people like Max. My two favourite drivers growing up was Ayrton Senna and Jacques Villeneuve. I followed the sport for many years, through I think 1990 to now, which is 30 something years, 35.
Okay, we're monitoring somewhere on the ICE. Be aware that we will start to see a loss of power. The gap to the car ahead is 2.1 seconds.
No, it's 31 years, I believe. I believe it's 31 years. Yeah, a quick way of saying that good, and Jeff in my ear put me off a little bit. But yeah, 30 something years I've been following the sport. And in today, like I say, since Jacques Villeneuve retired, back in the late 2000s. Oh, yeah, mid 2000s. I haven't really had a favourite driver. But if I was to put money on Max Verstappen being a double world champion this year and next, I reckon he will do it. But Nico Rosberg was another driver I liked, but I followed him, but he was a good driver. Yet, I think when he retired as world champion, I agree with my mate Paul at that time, where he should have defended the title.
We're trailing our teammate by 2.1 seconds.
But I understood that he wanted to finish on a high, and end of the day, you know what I mean, you can't fault him. But it would have been fun to see teammate versus teammate for the title for the second time around, Hamilton versus Rosberg. Like I say, there's drivers up and down the circuit that I like because of certain aspects of their career being brilliant. Some drivers being underrated and very underrated. And then I'd say there's drivers that don't deserve to have a seat, which at the end of the day, it's the game, it's the name of the sport. You've got to do well, you've got to prove yourself to earn a seat. And I don't think now there's very many paid drivers left on the circuit, where Pedro Diniz, he was well known for being a paid seat. He'd pay the team for a seat and he'd race in Formula 1, and he did that throughout the years, because he had the Brazilian backing of certain companies and certain sponsors, which made him, you know, cheap to have on a team, because, you know, he'd have to pay his wages because he's paying for the seats. So, you know, they should have some more of that style racing drivers come back in, where certain drivers deserve to be in. Now, it's like the women doing the W series. A lot of female drivers should be in Formula 1 and should make the sport a lot more appealing for the women that follow the sport, because it's a male dominating sport. There's been a few female drivers throughout the history of Formula 1 where they've had a race here or a couple of seats into a couple of races there, but there's nothing being concreted, and it needs to change. And I fully support the way that sports should change and should be appealing to both genders, because it makes the sport more entertaining. As I catch up to Alonso, but points, I don't think I'm going to get points, because none of the bottom drivers who've got medium tyres on are going to literally pit, and Alonso's pitted early. Pardon me again, sorry about that. Yeah, Alonso's pitted on lap 1 for their mediums. I don't think Alonso's going to last on them tyres, because tyre wear would be a factor. And my teammate holding him up is playing into my hand, even though I've got a damaged car yet again. If I can, like I say, if I can finish in the points, I'll be well away. I'll be well happy. Because I could have been fighting for at least maybe 6th on the grid. Maybe realistically 7th. But, you know, you've got to aim high to play high with these teams. And like I say, when you start my team, you are just a small team with no money as such, and you've got to build your reputation up, which is like any team. Like Red Bull did back in 2005 when they came out. It took them roughly about 5 years to win a championship. And then they won 4
Giuliano
consecutively.
is coming in for his stop.
So to win 4 consecutive titles back to back from a team that had to earn the way to be a championship team, that proves that all teams can do it. Killer Latifi's in 11th with the Williams, that's pretty nice. But I think he's got to pit though. I've got a feeling Alonso's going to pit as well. Alonso has to pit because there's no way on earth his tyres are going to last. I'm going to have to check in a second with Jeff if the car ahead's got a pit for a second set of tyres. If not, his tyre wear is going to be different. And he's not giving me anything. Come on, Jeff.
Alonso ahead. Our gap to the car in front is 1.2 seconds. They're on old mediums. Their tyres are 12 laps old. The time last lap was a 1:18.8. You're gaining by 1/10 a lap.
I'm gaining even though I've got damage. That's pretty awesome. Even though I should have been out the race yet again. But like I said, I'm not going to be retiring out of many races unless my engine physically blows up, because at the end of the day, these damages that I receive should not be allowed. Right, I've got 1 World Championship point. That is all I need. And I've got to keep Ocon, Norris and all that behind. Oh no, I just turned that off and I just crashed into the wall. But yeah. Right, do that. Keep that way, do that. Perfect. Right. And again, I go really wide on the corners. I don't think I picked damage up that time. If I have, oh well. Alonso's tyres should be dying off now. Surely he's been on the lap, he said 12 laps, like I say, he came in on lap 1. So he's got to pit again, surely, because their tyre wear would be maybe punchy territory at the end of the race, because the tyre wear at 25% distance is slightly different to how it is on 5 laps and 4 laps. But yeah, that's going to be a corner cut. No, I slowed down just enough to not get a corner cut. That's actually pretty good. But yeah, Alonso's pulling away. I think he's using the RS as he pulls away, because I can't turn in corners. I am absolutely quite slow. It's quite sad really to see that I am actually slow with damage. But maybe, just maybe, I can get a couple more points. 2 points to my name. I'll take 2 points. That's what I want to see. 2 points to my name. Monaco points. I don't care. 4 laps to go. Ocon, Norris still behind. But I'm still keeping that gap ahead. Even though I'm slow in the corners. I'm quite quick on the straight. That's all I need.
Okay, gap ahead is 2.2 seconds.
2.2 seconds ahead, and I am still gaining and losing time. I'm gaining time on the straights, losing it in the corners. It's just one of them things. But this ain't as dismal as it was at Imola. At least I am not 16 and fighting for the wooden spoon. At least I'm now fighting for at least 2 World Championship points, maybe 3 at a push if I can. That's my first corner push. If I can catch Alonso, which I am not doing. I'm falling back into the hands of Ocon at this point. Straight is where I need to use ERS. I'm not going to get DRS, I'm just too slow. And Alonso is amazingly quick in that car with tyre wear as high as he is. It's just one of them things.
You're increasing the gap on the car behind by 0.5 per lap.
I'll still keep going, I'll still keep pushing, that's all I can do. But I don't want to keep pushing where I keep messing up, because like, well, lose concentration as I'm talking. If I wasn't talking so much, I wouldn't be crashing into the barriers as much as I am. Like I say, I'm trying to push and I'm trying to commentate as well at the same time. And the back end spins.
That was a heck of an impact. Let me know you're okay.
I don't think that's quite right with the rear wheels again, just losing traction. No wonder I've got overtake still on. That's my own fault. But now, if my engine was to blow up, fair play. But I'm not having the insults of having damage because I'm doing live com. I should turn damage off in that case. But now, I don't mind having floor damage.
There's been an incident on track, but officials aren't looking to push for a safety car right now. Just be careful.
Yeah, like I was saying, I don't care if I have floor damage or side pod damage. it makes the game a bit more challenging. But when I crash like that or I lose a bit of front wing, because it wasn't my fault as such, then I use flashback. But yeah, again, I should be out of this race, but what's the point of crashing out of races when I could end up being retired out of a race with engine failures?
We have 5 laps of fuel remaining.
And again, no safety car. We've had no safety car since Imola. So yeah. Sorry about that again.
We're starting to catch the car in front, but we need to look after the...
2 laps to go and I'm catching the car ahead. Maybe, just maybe
Gap
his
to
tyre
car
wear.
in front is 1.5 seconds.
Yes, his tyre wear's kicking in. That's good. That's really good. I think my tyre wear is quite high as well because of damage. But nothing I can, like I said, nothing I can do about the damage. No, my tyre wear isn't too bad. Which is nice to see. Right, catching. 2 second penalty. No,
If you continue to cut corners, the stewards will give you a penalty.
I've got to stop short cutting. Corner cutting is not part of the game. I can get away with it in certain parts. I can get away with it when I'm slow. Now I'm all over Alonso. I've got ERS. Right, let's try and keep close to him. Can I even do the infamous move? No, I can't. Maybe next lap. Maybe just next lap. Maybe even at the hairpin at the where the hell? Oh my god, what's the corner? I forgot what the corner's called. It's where they do the massive U-turn. That little U-turn, yeah, just up here. Can I dive bomb? No, not close enough. He's pushing away still. No, it's still not feasible. This is where I wanted to catch him and overtake him. It is not possible. I need to be careful now down here because I don't want to get a penalty for shortcutting, because that will play into Norris's hands as well. 2 second penalty. I cannot afford to have a 2 or 3 second penalty because I was over the line a little bit. Right, brake early. Following. No, I had to take the line like that because he took the defensive line. I have to be careful not to have that done. Like I said, he braked a little bit earlier than I expected, and he defended quite well. There we go. That's what I wanted to do, but of course, I couldn't do it at that sort of stage. So be careful not to hit the wall. He's now pulling away again because I'm losing grip, losing tyre wear, losing damage. Damage is really hindering me at the moment. I have to slow right there. Oh god, that nearly went. That would have ended my race and I would have ended it right there and then. I wouldn't have used a flashback. That was my own fault. Tried to accelerate too early on the corner.
This is your final lap of the race.
Like I say, certain parts of the game I would accept that would be my fault. Accept defeat. But I ain't
We've only got 2 laps of fuel left.
I'm not doing that when I'm commentating on live com. It's just, I would do no com, but I prefer commentary. It makes it more interesting, it makes it more realistically feasible to watch. I don't know how people watch my 5 laps without now talking or now music, because that's the way I am. PS4 and all that. But yeah, 2 points to my name. Right, I'm just going to cruise now. I ain't even going to worry about Alonso. But they get 3 points, so Alpine do, or Alpine. Oh, no. Ooh, not on the last lap. Oh god, more damage. Alcon's got a pit. Surely he's got a pit. No, he's just lost out on points for smashing into me. And Norris takes 1 point away from Alpine. Fair play.
Okay, pick up rubber and bring it home.
Well, I've got to pick up rubber now, that's how he says. But that was an enjoyable race. Lando, nice driver of the day, well played. GG. GG to the AI.
It was a magnificent race and a drive right out of the top draw to take the win for Red Bull today. Anthony Davidson, how do you think they were able to set themselves apart today?
I'd say it was down once again to good, consistent driving, nailing the corners, working to the track conditions and perfecting the team's strategies. They got all of these things right today and the results speak for themselves.
Red Bull put up an outstanding fight for the front position today, and it's great to see it paid off for them. They do so much for the sport that you can't help but be delighted by today's race win.
I think Max might be leading the championship at this point. I'll have to have a look. If he is, he's doing it into real life.
Let's see what effect this result has had on the drivers' standings. Well, the gap at the top of the championship has been cut down after a difficult race today for our championship leader. Let's focus on the driver of the day, Anthony Davidson. Who do you pick?
It's got to be Lando Norris, hasn't it? Smooth, confident and assured. I've got no doubt that he and his team are going to be over the moon with his performance today.
It's time to check out the constructors' standings. No change in the top spot, but with today's points, their hold on the lead is getting weaker. Meanwhile, Ferrari have improved their position. A strong weekend from them as they fight their way towards the top. After an event like that, who knows what the sport has in store for us next time? Be sure to join us again as we continue to bring you the latest excitement in Formula One.
Well, Max Verstappen has certainly cut into Bottas today now by 12 points. Right, let's see what I can do for the next part of the race. Jeez, Hamilton beat me on that one. Got nearly a claim level 9 now, which is good. Oh gosh, I've got a lot of stuff there to do. Right, let's have a look. I've got a timeline. Let's do funding, marketing, 4 days. That will do for that. Right.
It looks like our driver has an issue. We need you to step in here.
I'm going to have to take his racecraft
Thanks.
down by 5.
I
That is
appreciate you
just
taking
vile.
the time to help out.
What a vile one to have. Right, let's see what we get here.
Okay, we've had the new parts come through the fabrication process. We'll have them with us for the next Grand Prix.
Can I do anything on here? I don't know. No, I can't afford anything on the durability side. That's okay. That's fine. Right. I'm going to say thank you very much for watching. Hit the like button, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. Hit the bell for notifications for when I post daily content. And until the next one, I will see you all later. Bye.